Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah. Sunnahfollowers, protectors of the Sunnah.
Alhamdulillah was, wait a minute, here comes that now. Every time. Let's try it again. Ina alhamdulillah wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Welcome to another session of our series on the angels. And today what we're going to do is speak about the angels and their relationship with the unbelievers. There's a lot of Muslims out there who will come and ask questions such as, is it possible for a non-believer to have angels and be in contact with angels and angels helping them? I want you guys to know the angels don't have deficiencies in their belief system like we do. Okay, the angels are nothing like us. Okay, their Aqidah is correct. The angels do not form alliances or allegiances with unbelievers. The angels hate kafirs the way that you're supposed to, the way that I'm supposed to. And we talk about hate, we mean they hate them for the sake of Allah, meaning it's not a type of hate that will transgress the limits where they go around hurting them for no reason. But they do not associate with kafirs. They do not surround themselves with kafirs. They have nothing to do with kafirs except the ones that are assigned to write down their deeds and protect like Allah has them do all humans. But other than that, no, they don't form allegiances or alliances with kafirs. So when there's non-Muslims at your job, or your non-Muslim friends come to you talking about, oh, I had a miraculous occurrence happen to me, and I think it was an angel. No, they're not encountering angels. Your kafir friends, your kafir associates, your kafir relatives, they are not encountering angels doing anything good for them at all. And that's what we're going to speak about today. So what relationship do the angels have with the unbelievers? And what relationship do the angels have with the hypocrites? Because we just spent the past week speaking about the relationship the angels have with the believers. So what is their relationship with the unbelievers and the hypocrites? And again, who are the hypocrites? When I'm speaking about hypocrites to you guys, I am speaking about those people who claim to be Muslim, who have declared La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, but they don't really believe that. They're not practicing Islam. They don't believe in Islam. They say that they believe in Allah, but you look at their lifestyle and their choices, they really don't. They're hypocrites. So we're going to speak about the relationship that the angels have with the unbelievers and the hypocrites today. And I want you guys to take notes because I'm going to give you guys a quiz next week to cover what we've discussed about these angels. First of all, in order for you to be a true believer in Allah, you have to accept the reality that the unbelievers are enemies to the angels, just like they are enemies to Allah and they're supposed to be enemies to you. That's why you should not have any non-Muslim friends. There's too many Muslims having allegiances with kafirs. Now, if they're relatives, that's different. You have to maintain the family ties. Unless you are non-Muslim family members or enemies of Islam, that's different. But for those of you who seek relationships and friendships with non-believers, you need to check yourself, because the non-believers are enemies to Allah and they're enemies to the angels. The angels do not like them, just like they don't like people who commit sins. They take on the unbelievers as their enemies, and they will wage war against them, and they will create fear in their hearts, just as they did during the prophet's times at the Battle of Badr and the Battle of the Ditch. And this is the same for hypocrites as well. If you're hanging around with Muslims, people who call themselves Muslims, but they're not practicing, people who call themselves Muslims, but they're living just like the kafir, the same thing. The angels don't have nothing to do with them either. They are the enemies to Allah. They are the enemies to the angels, and the angels create fear in their hearts. So they're not friends with non-believers at all. And they're definitely not friends with hypocrites either. Okay. And I want you guys to know that whenever Allah sent a prophet, or whenever Allah sent a messenger, and the people disbelieved in them, and the people oppressed them, the angels are the ones who would deliver the punishment to those people. And they do the same today. Just like I tell you guys all the time, there will be no more prophets of Allah. There will be no more messengers of Allah, but there are messengers amongst the people today. I am a messenger. Dr. Dramali is a messenger. Sheikh Atlee is a messenger. We people of the Dawah, we people who try to convey Islam and its truthfulness to teach it to others, we are messengers of the people. We're not prophets and messengers of God, but we are messengers amongst ourselves. Remember, Allah says in the Quran, He will never punish a person unless a messenger has been sent to you. So you cannot sit there in your grave and say, oh Allah, I didn't have any prophets sent to me, so you can't punish me. He said a messenger is not a prophet. He will tell you a messenger is not a prophet. And you don't have to be a prophet of Allah to be a messenger. He said, wasn't there a woman named Layla Nashiba that you couldn't stand and used to talk about Islam? She conveyed the messenger. Weren't there scholars that conveyed the message? Weren't there many speakers of Islam who taught the truth, but that you listened to but didn't pay them no attention? They were all messengers. A messenger amongst the people is simply a person that conveys messages to the people. Okay, reminders, admonishments. We reinforce the laws of Allah. We reinforce Allah's commands to you, and we try to implement them with ourselves, but we are not prophets. We are not prophets of Allah. We don't know what's going to happen to us. Many of us will probably end up in the hellfire with our guts hanging out, walking on a treadmill. We're just messengers of the people. The allies of Shaitan got their messengers too. Okay, so whenever Allah sends a messenger who conveys the truth, when the people persecute that person, when the people try to fight against that person, and Allah decides to punish the people for the way they slander them or treat them, who does Allah send to issue His punishment? The angels. They're the ones that bring about the punishment. They're the ones that'll cause your car to crash into a tree. They're the ones that'll cause you to slip and fall and break your neck because you done set up and oppressed some brother at the mosque who's simply trying to teach Islam, and you don't like him for whatever reason. You want to slander his character. Okay, so the angels are the soldiers of Allah. They hate unbelievers. They hate kafirs. They hate hypocrites. And they are the ones who Allah will command to issue whatever punishment He wants to be delivered to the people who fight against them. Okay? And we have examples throughout history of Allah using the angels to punish the people. For example, with Prophet Lot, okay, they came in the form of a young, handsome men. Prophet Lut offered them hospitality, and his wife went and told the people about them, and the people came wanting to commit evil with them. Prophet Lut tried to keep the people away from those angels, and then Jibril struck those people with one of his wings and blinded them, taking away all their eyesight so they couldn't see. So the angels are the ones, they're the soldiers of Allah that Allah will send to punish those who punish his allies, or punish those who make a trouble for his allies. And just so you know, the angels curse the unbelievers every day. While many Muslims are sitting around trying to be friends with the kafirs, those kafirs that you are befriending are being cursed by the angels every day, and you're sitting in their company. Listen to what Allah says and the interpretation of the meaning. How shall Allah guide a people who disbelieved after their faith and after they bore witness that the Prophet Muhammad is true? Allah does not guide the people who are unbelievers and wrongdoers. And for them, there is payment. And on them rests the curse of Allah, the curse of the angels, and of all mankind. Now, in this verse, Allah is speaking about the hypocrites. He is speaking about the hypocrites amongst us. The hypocrites are those people that call themselves Muslims. They claim to believe in Allah, but they don't practice this religion. And they really don't believe in Allah. They lie and say they do, but they believe that I ain't got to wear a hijab. I think that hijab is outdated. I don't agree with that verse in the Quran about polygamy. I don't agree with what Allah said about women. Okay, these are unbelievers. These are hypocrites. And how can you think Allah is going to guide you when you claim that you believe in him and you believe in the prophet, but in reality you turn away? Well, guess what? You people have the curse of the angels and Allah on you. Okay. Also, when it comes to the hypocrites, there are certain sins that we Muslims may commit that will bring about the curse of the angels on you. For example, for those women who do not respond to their husbands when your husband calls you to his bed. The prophet said, whenever a man calls his wife to his bed and she refuses to come, the angels will curse her until the morning. So this is dalil, or evidence that the angels will even curse us if we commit certain sins. Also, another example, the prophet said, if you go around pointing a weapon at another Muslim, the prophet said, whoever points a weapon at his brother, even in fun, is cursed by the angels. Okay, so that's why we can't go around pointing a knife at another Muslim or a gun at another Muslim, even out of fun, because Shaitan may cause you to hurt that person accidentally or whatnot. So any Muslim that points a weapon at another Muslim has the curse of Allah and the angels on him. Okay. The angels also curse people who go around slandering the companions of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet said, whoever slanders my companions, there will be the curse of Allah on that person and the curse of all the angels and mankind. So here's another example that the angels are not friends with unbelievers, and they're not friends with hypocrites and sinful people either. If you're a Muslim going around, you don't pray. Now, I do have some Muslims that'll send me emails who say, Sister Layla, I believe in Allah, but I'm not making my salats. I know I should. I'm just weak. But I feel like the angels are with me every day. I feel them such good things. Oh, come on. The angels ain't hanging around. The angels of mercy are not hanging around a person that's deliberately, intentionally disobeying Allah. You might have jinns hanging around, and we will talk about the jinn when we finish this topic. But you ain't got no angels. They don't hang around with sinful people. They don't hang around with wrongdoers. In fact, they curse you. If you're doing sins, disobeying Allah, you have the curse of Allah on you. You ain't got no friendship ties with no angels. And also the angels curse people who stand in the way of Allah's laws being implemented. The prophet said, for example, whoever kills a person deliberately should be killed in return, and whoever tries to protect that or prevent that will be cursed by Allah and the angels and all mankind. So, if you want to stand in the way of Allah's laws being implemented, you want to stand in the way of Allah's laws being put into effect, you're fighting against the Sunnah, in other words. And this is a problem we have today with hypocrites. They're fighting against the Sunnah. They're trying to use science and technology to disprove the Quran, to disprove the Prophet Muhammad, to disprove the Sunnah, to try to make Allah's laws barbaric, to make it look like it's barbaric to stone a person for adultery. It's not barbaric. That's the punishment for adultery, stoning to death. You don't like it, you got a problem. But you can't sit here, and stand in the way of Allah's laws being implemented, thinking that they're unjust. These type of people have the curse of Allah and the angels on them. Okay. And also, another group of people who carry the curse of the angels on them, and I want y'all to pay attention to this group. People who go around protecting innovators and sinners, and this is a big problem today. There's a lot of Muslim women and men who are sitting on social media pretending to be scholars. They travel to conferences, Islamic conferences. You guys bring a lot of them into your masjids, into your conferences. They're supposed to be scholars, but they're really innovators. They've been proven, many of these men and women have been proven to be innovators. Instead of you turning against these people, you are protecting them. And this is a problem. A lot of people have been exposed by Allah. Allah has exposed a lot of these famous speakers to be frauds. Instead of the rest of the Muslims of this ummah, staying away from these people, you got a group of these famous other men who are protecting them, defending them. We don't defend an innovator. We don't defend, a sinful person. A Muslim who's been found guilty of rape is a Muslim found guilty of rape. And he's been pretending to be a scholar. We don't sit there, and protect him. A man claiming to be a scholar has been proven to be an innovator. He's on video making tawaf around the graves of other men. We don't sit there and make excuses for them, not the believers. We're not supposed to protect these people. The simple fact that they claim to be scholars, that should tell you that they should have known better. We don't protect them, and we shouldn't deal with them anymore. But unfortunately, the Muslims have sold the Quran for a miserable price today. And a lot of people, Allah is exposing every day famous personalities from the Islamic world for the frauds they are with rape, innovation, and all other kind of filthy things they're doing. These people are still traveling to your local mosque. They still on TV perpetrating Islam as a scholar because they have the protection of other men who are famous, other women who are famous and all that. Shame on you guys. I want you guys to know, among those who are cursed by the angels and Allah are those who innovate in Allah's religion and violate his laws, and those who protect them who do so. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whoever innovates or gives protection to an innovator or a criminal will have the curse of Allah and the angels and all mankind on them. So again, these are examples. These are examples as to how the angels, they're only the friends and protectors of the true believers. They are not friends with unbelievers. They are not protectors over unbelievers. They're not friends with hypocrites. They're not friends with sinful people. If you're living your life in sin, smoking drugs, selling drugs, fornicating, but you think you got angels coming and talking to you in your sleep, I'm sorry, that ain't the case. You got jinn talking to you, but not no angels. The angels only, are there. The angels of mercy are only around the believers, making dua for them, encouraging them. They're not making dua for you sinful people. And they're not never making dua for no unbeliever. They're cursing them. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here for today. Tomorrow, we're going to speak more about the relationship that the angels have with the unbelievers. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. If there's any questions, go ahead and type them on the screen or